Greetings, humanity, and welcome once more to Channel Other Doc. I am Jim. I use he, him pronouns, and this is The Las Vegas. It is a surreal game by James Wallis about vice, violence, fortune, and misfortune. And it's been a little while, but we're going to go ahead and say hi to everybody. This is a game where we have rotating dealers, rotating GMs. And so that's a thing. But first, we'll introduce everyone. I'm playing Stan, who apparently knows how to do one or two things, both semi-medical and self-defense like, and then stuff with animals. And that's everything I remember about Stan right at this moment.
And he has bartending skills.
He does have bartending skills, also very important. But let's go around and say hi to our players and to our dealer. And we shall start with Katie. Hello.
Hi, I'm Katie. I play Aaron. I use she, her pronouns, as does Aaron. And I'm excited to be back and playing.
Yay, me too. Awesome, awesome. And let us say hello to Darcy. Hello.
Hi, I'm Darcy. I'm playing Serana. And I am your resident badass.
That's fair. And finally, over to our dealer, James. Hello.
Hey, I'm James, or Jimbo to my friends. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Archie, but Archie's kind of going to be taking a back seat because I'm also dealer this week.
Excellent. Awesome. And so we wanted to do a little bit of a recap, yes, because it's been like 84 years. Something like that.
Yeah.
So
Close.
So what my memories tell me is so this is a case where we, at the beginning we essentially found ourselves, all of our characters are suffering amnesia. We are having trouble remembering our lives to an extent. Bits and pieces have come back over the last couple of days, but it started with us clawing our way up out of a grave, shallow grave in the desert. And seeing, I'm not going to give the full blow by blow, but basically seeing an explosion, getting attacked by people, finding a car, driving our way into the city, this city that we saw on the horizon, and basically finding clothes, and then finding work at a bar from someone named Nate. Who was sort of starting to explain a few things to us about how things work, where things are sort of an information economy in Vegas, in this version of Vegas, which is not quite like the Vegas we might know, and how we have everything seems to be also bought and paid for in chips that the casinos all manage. The casinos run everything. The primary casino being the Wheel. So we did a couple of odd jobs. We did and ended up meeting a fellow named Mr. Go at a casino called the Cornucopia. In the course of sort of delivering stuff to him, got a hold of a tape where we heard horrible screaming and such. That we found in the car that we had liberated, and just a madman talking about the pits and trying to escape and seeing things for the way they really are. We ended up doing a job for Nate whereby we would go and shake down someone at this house who owed money to one of the casinos. Turned out this individual, who was keeping a few dogs, had dug way down into his basement, and we went down in. He claimed he was apparently right under, near. It was very close to one of the counting houses for one of the casinos, and we ended up basically knocking him unconscious, getting him out of there. But he also had a number of books, accounting books that might be worth something. And a thin volume that looked completely different from the others and behaved a little strangely. We took that. We took the the accounting books back to Nate, held on to the other one. And then ended up getting called back to the cornucopia, where we met up with, is it Rebecca O? Was her name? Yeah. Someone we had rescued from a on the way into Nate's from a building foundation where cement was being poured in. So Rebecca O once again met us at the cornucopia and informed us we were working for her now, because we had been promoted, essentially. She works directly for one of the casinos. And the Swords, there we go. So you'll notice I have been using very few proper names in this recap. Because that part of my brain is different from the recap part of my brain, unfortunately. Anyway. No. So that was most of that event. Most of that was happened during Act 1, spring. In Act 2, summer, we were going through and essentially doing odd jobs for Rebecca. Which included going and hunting down a coyote to put in a to similarly put in the building foundations for some reason, some sort of ritualistic thing. Never quite managed to do that. Kept even after we got a hold of a coyote, because we had received a separate offer to meet someone that evening, who had we had known as a security guard at the cornucopia. We met with this individual in a burned out location, hotel, casino type place, I think.
The Silver Cloud.
The Silver Cloud. Went up to its one of its penthouse and discovered him there in a nicely dressed in a suit, and he turns out to be a figure that people refer to as the Hermit. He basically says, okay, well, you're going to help me rob a casino. If you will, and if you do that, I will help you get out of here. I'll give you what you need to get out of here. And by this point, we've started to suspect, because things have been weird and we've been seeing people that are like glowing figures and crap, that things are not entirely normal here. But he doesn't really, he's cagey about these things, but I believe, we gave him back his book, that thin volume, and agreed to do as he asked. He said he'd be in touch. So we end up then returning Sans Coyote, because we get attacked on the way out by a fellow named Bullneck and possibly his buddies, or other people also who just happened to be there at the same time. Hard to know. And who destroys the car we were in, picks up the coyote, lobs it away. Coyote was okay, but we on the other hand were not doing great. So he destroyed our car, so we took his, driving off
as you do,
as one does. Escaping, getting back to Rebecca, explaining that things got a little hairy, and she, for some reason, knew already everything that had happened, and then decided, okay, well, do this then instead. You're lucky, because I need people for a thing. And the thing, as it turned out, was going and gambling for a little while, or pretending to gamble, for... Again, one of the casinos. I've forgotten which one it was.
The Wands. It
was the Wands. Okay. Apparently, no. It was the night where they bring in their they bring in more chips, and that went pretty well up until the end, when a couple of people were getting attacked, and we were like, okay, crap, we gotta go go into the Red Room. I think it was the Red Room. Mm-hmm. Dashed in there to try to prevent these people from coming in and either robbing the place or doing something terrible. And we got there in time. We managed to sort of waylay them in time to have them carted off. And apparently we did a good job. And the person at the Wands was very nice to us, and we were very pleased for that. As we are trying to pull away, though, we come against a barrier and realize there's a parade going on, so we can't. So we have to stick around in the area. We have since received a message telling us, okay, it's time. Check your trunk. So we pull into a parking garage. We get out of the car. We open the trunk, and there are suits in there. And a note that says something on it. Suits and guns, I believe. I think we have guns now.
Mm-hmm.
We put on the suits. We have the guns. And as we step out to go down, and apparently I think we're to be contacted shortly. It's like about to go down. We step down and we see coming into the casino, or in the area, right? We see without a doubt these 5 figures, which I wrote down their names: Mammon, Asmodeus, Beelzebub, Belphegor, and Satan. Everyone is baying for their attention. They, it is without a doubt the penny drops for us that we were pretty sure we're in hell. Satan turns and sort of smiles at one of us, and that's the last thing I remember. We also had a bunch of flashbacks.
So, as dealer this time around, I'm going to add a couple more things to do that recap that may or may not become important later. First of all, the head of security at the Wands was a woman named Romanoff, who actually seemed to be like a semi-decent person, if brusque and professional. Treated us okay.
Yeah.
Was happy that we got into the Red Room to stop some jerk who was trying to steal from the counting house there. We saw the inside. There's another green door in there that leads somewhere. The hermit, when he told us that we were gonna heist a casino, he said that he wasn't looking for chips per se. He was looking for something else. He wasn't even sure what. He said we'd know it when we saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And one more small reminder. The only way that we know to get out of here, there is a high-stakes game, high-stakes poker game that you need a buy-in of $1 million worth of chips. Now, $1 million worth of chips is a lot of weight. I mean, they're chips. They're not dollar bills. Even in high denominations, $1 million is hundreds of pounds of chips.
And as many wheelbarrows.
Yes.
Did we find the hermit was holding a chip, right? That was like 100k chip, wasn't it?
Yeah, like 20 or 100k.
It was
Yeah.
a very high number.
So we still don't know what the highest number of chip is.
Right.
We're just kind of feeling it out.
And the other thing to remember, every time we've seen someone die, there are chips left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Different denominations of chips too.
Yes. Oh, and one other thing that got skipped that also might come into play. Nate's dead.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Forgot about the whole thing with the reading Nate's entrails and all that.
Yeah, Nate got her entrails pulled out in order to have them read for the future. And the
just
future
want to say, I put her out of my misery. I don't think her death is on me. I mean, she was already getting there. I just helped her get to the end.
fair.
Put her out of my misery, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's all I needed to add to the recap.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing.
Many things.
Okay. That was many things. Excellent. Oh, there we are.
That happened. So.
And that brings us to Act 3.
Yep. We ready to go, Jim?
I think so.
Okay. So, We all know what happened when last we left off, and currently everyone is standing outside the wands. The five rulers of the city have just gone inside, and Satan himself looked our way and kind of gave us a wink and maybe some finger guns. And yeah, we have suits and we have guns, and we know that something's going to go down real soon.
Which one of these places do you think? I mean, I'm just sort of looking around. Is it just the ones right around here, or is or
Yeah,
is there
you're in
anything
the you're near the entrance to the wands.
And that's where, the big 5 heads of hell have just gone into, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely know who we are then. Or at least one of them does.
And that happens to be the big one. Great.
Do you think they know what we're doing? Do we even know what we're doing?
else? It's a great question. Yeah.
It's just random chaos.
I mean, I feel like at this point, I just want to just run at whatever's in front of me and just keep going because I don't. I mean, this is a nightmare that I feel like it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, usually it would be this time of the situation where I'd say, oh, things can't get much worse, but I'm pretty sure things can get a lot worse.
That was.
I mean,
So that was like the actual. Was that like? Did you folks also see? I'm just going to assume you also saw what I saw. A guy had actual horns, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure those are like the lords of the underworld of hell.
Yeah, that's.
so we are in hell then.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty safe to say. Yeah.
I never wanted to be more wrong about something than I am right now.
Well, on the upside, at least it's not zombies.
Please
Yeah.
don't say zombies.
Well, not yet. I mean, they might have some, hanging around if we wait long enough. What did we do?
I think we all have established we weren't very upstanding citizens
No,
in the world before this.
no, not at all.
I think we
guess
just
not.
need to figure out what the final straw was.
So, as you're discussing all this, Serana, you, as you're kind of looking around, you suddenly feel that there's like in the inside pocket of the jacket you were given, there's a small envelope.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm just kind of like, and I kind of like reach and pull out the envelope.
Okay.
So, what does it say on the front of it, or is it empty?
There is no writing on the envelope, but it is sealed.
I'm just gonna like, I guess, flash the envelope to you guys and say, someone's been writing me love letters, and then I'm gonna like kind of put the nail in and just kind of rip the top, the side part of it.
Okay. Inside the envelope, there is a business card and a small, like, essentially like a tiny Ziploc bag that has what looks like some dried purple seeds in it.
Purple seeds?
Small dried purple seeds. And there's a label on the plastic that says, just add to the water.
H2O.
Just add to the. Well, we should hold on to those then.
The business card is for a place called Count Your Blessings. And underneath the name it says, luck restored, vows and oaths commissioned and witnessed, spirits refreshed, curses removed, directions given, the initiation of new ventures.
What was the name of the place again?
Count your blessings.
Count your blessings.
Didn't realize they had ready to go churches in the underworld.
I mean, you
Well,
know, what do you expect?
Anywhere is going to have some place for quick blessings. It's going to be a place full of lies and such, right?
Is that where we're supposed to?
Does
Like-
the I remember last time the guy wouldn't let us out. Does it seem like the parade has stopped that we can get out now?
Yeah, you can leave.
I guess we should find this Count Your Blessings place, and that's our first lead, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Do we still have a map? That's an out of character question. Do we still have a map?
I think that
Yes,
was.
but
Oh, yeah, we do.
you have a map, but it's still kind of weird to navigate through the city.
Cool. Okay.
You've learned that the farther you get, if you try to go farther away from the strip, the trip tends to take longer.
Yeah. Time is weird.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Aaron's going to go and go to the car and
Mhm.
find the map and lay it out on the top of the car.
Okay.
Can she locate is there a marker for wherever this Count Your Blessings place might be?
Well, from the address on it, you
Mhm.
get a general idea.
Is it far out of the city?
No. It's in the Tenderloin district. Kind of the, as scummy as some of Vegas is, this is a somewhat scummier area.
Great.
The scum of the scum, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be prepared if we go out there. It's in a pretty bad place, but I mean, that's our only place we really know to go.
I
Should
mean,
we
we
get
have
another
a car,
coyote?
we have car, clothes, and a weapon now, so.
Wait, I'm going to. Erin's going to pat down her pockets. Does she have an envelope on her?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
And while you don't have keys for the car, I know you know how to hotwire one if you want to.
oh, that's
Yeah.
right. We know. We've been hot wiring this car the whole time.
Team Erin.
Yeah. Then I guess that's what she's going to do. She's going to try to hotwire this car.
Okay. Yeah, that's not an issue for you. You know how to do that.
Yeah.
And with a bit of an engine roar, you start driving out the direction that you're pretty sure this building is in. However, about 2 minutes into your drive, who's riding shotgun?
Me.
Okay.
Is Archie driving? I think he's usually.
Yeah,
been driving.
Archie's driving.
Okay.
Serana, outside your window, you're stopped at a light, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You see on the ground glowing footprints, like those left by the Picadon.
Oh, here we go.
And you see they're leading off to the right, down the block, but they're starting to fade.
I don't want to alert all the riders in the car, but if you look to your right, I think we've got an old friend near us.
Is it in the
Oh.
direction we're going?
Nope.
Do we want to do we want to know more about this person who caused people to
Yes.
burst into flames?
I mean, I kind of think we don't have many allies here, and last time I checked, that being of light or whatever kind of saved us.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was intentional. I think we would just happen to be there and hiding at the right moment for it to save us.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's chasing you and the tornado happens to take out their car, I don't think you become friends with the tornado.
Hey,
Still,
maybe
might
it's
be nice
me
to
being in
talk.
hell, but I like to
You-
think of a little blessing.
Do you think it will even talk to us?
I think it's less about talking and more finding out what it is or why it's even here.
Oh, that's
And
right.
on
It's
top
not
of
even
that,
supposed to be
white
here,
water.
is it?
Yeah, why would a heavenly creature be in hell?
It's not even supposed to be here. It might be there. We might be able to find another way out. Yeah.
Archie says, "Want me to pull over? We can start following this foot trail."
Yeah, that blessings place will always be there. Let's go follow this thing.
Sure.
Archie pulls the car over, lets you all get out, and following the footsteps in the beginning is pretty easy. They are fading, so you can't like dodder around while you're following them.
Hmm.
But they take an oddly straight, like directly straight route. You end up following them through a bar, through its kitchen, and out into the alley on the other side.
Are things destroyed as we're like following it?
Nope.
Okay.
And
Are there
people are,
people in the buildings that it's walked?
yeah,
And they look undisturbed.
yeah. You kind of notice that you're the only ones who seem to be able to see these footprints. You end up going through a tailor shop. You go through a beauty parlor that you kind of have to like lever the door open in the back in order to get to the next spot.
Do you think it's trying to lose us?
I don't think it knows it's following us. Or we're following it. I think it's on a mission for something.
I mean, but all of these back entrances, when it could surely take a more direct route.
I think this is the direct route. I think it's walking with a purpose.
It does seem to be going in a directly straight line. It never turns. You have to like hustle across a really busy intersection because you can't wait because the footprints are disappearing.
Oh, no.
Just imagine us all, just a group of us in suits looking down.
Yes. You end up in a casino called the Labyrinth.
Is that one of the? No, that's not one of the big.
No.
No.
This is one of the small ones. And when you get out of the labyrinth, the tracks lead to this dingy hotel across the street. And for the first time, they turn. They go up a flight of stairs. At the top of the stairs, they go down, and when I say dingy hotel, this is definitely a rent by the hour kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
one of these bad boys.
Does it? So they've turned up. Is it like leading toward rooms?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep following it.
As a matter of fact, it leads to the door of a specific room, room 154.
Anyone know what that translates to the Bible?
I'm gonna try the door. Is it locked?
It is not locked.
Oh, I'm opening that bad boy.
Okay. The room is dark-ish. The very thin curtains only vaguely shut out the neon that's all going on around Vegas. So, it's not completely pitch dark, but it's really only lit by the neon outside. There's a nightstand, there's a desk, there's a chair, there's a very dingy bed, and there is someone asleep in the bed. They are facing away from you, they're on their side, and they're kind of snoring lightly.
Okay, they're alive. I'm just gonna look back at the group and just be like, shh.
Just tiptoe. So they're facing so they're sleeping on their side, kind of like facing.
Yeah, they're facing the window, essentially.
Can I just kind of like tippy-toe around the bed and kind of just till I'm at the end so I can just have a little look at their face?
Okay. You're the only one who's facing them right now. They're asleep. just a man. You don't really recognize him.
Any distinguishing features on his face?
Um, I mean, he looks kind of older. Got kind of a stubble of growth.
Is there a suitcase in here?
You start looking around. You walk to the other side of the bed. You don't see a suitcase, but you turn and you look at the sleeping man, and it's your father.
It's my father?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? I'm just gonna immediately go, Dad? Like loudly.
Okay. He kind of snorts awake, and he looks at you, and his eyes go wide. He says, "No, no, 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 no.
Dad, what are you?
It's not you. It's not you.
It is me, it's Aaron.
Oh no, 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 no! I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here either. What are
I don't want to be here. So sorry. I don't want to be here."
Dad,
And he goes fetal, and he's just sitting there whimpering.
I gotta get out of here, and she's just going toward the door.
I'm just gonna like call after her, like Erin, like where are you going?
She's walking out. I think she's just pacing on like the little balcony outside, you know, a little bit. She's not leaving for good. She's just pacing a little bit.
Just sort of, I'm looking back and forth between the guy on the bed and Aaron. I figure I'm sort of at the door. I'm just sort of looking back and forth. I'm just sort of like, just lean back out. That's your dad?
Yeah, that's my dad. I mean, it looks like him. I guess it's my dad.
Shit. I'm going to lean back in.
I guess Serana kind of stays silent for a while, and she's kind of just thinking on all of this. And then like she looks back to kind of Erin's dad in the bed, and then she walks out to Erin and she says, "So this is meant to be like the Picadon, was it? The
Picadon.
Picadon. So that appeared in the desert the first time, you know, we saw it.
I don't think my dad's a Picadon.
I don't think he is either. But I think the Pikachu, yes. The Pikachu. I think that night when we all woke up, we crawled out of the ground, but we saw something crash to the ground. We're in hell, so I think it could maybe mean your dad fell from heaven.
Aaron's going to look at the two of you, the three of you, and walk past and walk back into the room very gently, and just go sort of sit on the bed and lightly put her hand on her father. Dad?
Okay. The moment you put your hand on his shoulder, your hand starts to burn.
Oh yeah,
like you touched a hot iron.
She'll yank it away. Dad, what are you doing here?
I don't know.
Where were you before?
I don't know. He probably he said I had to wait for that you'd understand. What are you? What are you?
What are you?
Get away from me. Just get away from
Dad,
me.
I need you to Dad, you're my best friend. I need you to calm down, and I need you to just calm down and listen to me. Can I use my empathy skill to try to get him to calm down? I do have the empathy skill, right? I believe I do.
I'll take your word for it.
I think I do.
Um,
I'm pretty sure I don't. Well, one of us has the ability to has a calming.
I don't have the calm people down skill. I don't.
Archie
I
I
think
think that's Archie.
Archie.
Has
I think I
calming
have
down.
empathy.
Yeah, I think you. I mean, from my thing, I'm pretty sure during one of the flashbacks with your dad, you have that empathy skill.
empathy wise, I mean, he's absolutely freaking out, and he is confused and terrified. And yeah,
I think she's just like, I know you're scared. I'm scared too. I don't know what's happening. I just need you to calm down and we'll figure this out together.
please, let me sleep. Let me sleep, please.
I'll let you sleep, but you just got to calm down and trust me, Dad.
I don't. You can't. You can't be Aaron. Aaron doesn't belong here.
You don't belong here either, Dad.
And he just bursts into tears, and you see when the tears fall from the side of his face onto the bed, they sizzle burn there.
Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna try to calm him down a little bit.
He will eventually, just due to the level of stress he's under, he'll fall back asleep.
Mm-hmm. I think what I'm trying to do with calming down is trying to get him to trust me a little bit more, though. So I think it probably would be a skill.
Okay, so we're gonna do some card draws for that.
Okay.
Like
he doesn't have to fully trust me, but I don't want him
right
breaking out in tears every time I try to talk.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, understood. Okay, so I will deal you 2 cards. Actually 3. I'll deal you 2, and then I'll deal you 1 more as well.
Quick question: is this like a single test, or is this okay? Then that's just 1 card flipping out.
Okay,
over.
that's 1 card.
Unless this is a prolonged action.
It is not.
Okay, so
I'll just draw a card.
1 card.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and draw a card.
And it just has to hit the number that you or greater than your then you use
Ace of Swords.
Ace of Swords. Ace can be 1 or 11. I assume you'll want to use it as its highest value.
Probably, yeah.
So yeah, you can get him to calm down to the point that he's going to trust you, but it's not going to be he's still not going to be pleasant about all of this.
Yeah, and that's totally understandable. But she's just going to she sort of mime rubbing his hair because she knows she can't touch him, and let him fall asleep. And once he's back asleep, she'll stand up and go out to Stan, Archie, and Serana, and just be like, he's resting, but guys, what if he fell from heaven down here?
He said someone sent him, right?
He said someone sent him. He said I'm not supposed to be here. What? I don't understand any of this. Why my father?
I mean, that kind of might explain when it happened. I mean, if anyone could plunge down here from heaven, it's an interesting coincidence that happens the same night that their daughter wakes up in hell.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, it could relate to a flashback that we had, which is, I think it was just me and Erin who had this flashback. It was, we were with your dad, and we were standing over Johnny's dead body.
Yeah.
He was burned and shot. He looked nothing like how we last saw him in the desert.
I can't remember who it is that had that flashback specifically. It was one of you.
It was
Aaron.
me. It was me. That's
Yeah.
when I got the empathy skill.
Yeah. So like, and so like, Serana and Stan were there, in that flashback. I think we were like back out in the hallway, and Serana's friend was also there.
Yeah, so Serana and Stan are there, and then Erin's standing with her dad.
Yeah.
My timer, so my friend that times me when I was doing parkour, she was standing outside drinking. And then
I was offering her a drink.
And then there was someone in scrubs standing over Donnie's body, and we were assuming that was V, possibly.
Dad knew about everything that I was involved in. I don't know why he would say I didn't deserve to be here.
Well, maybe they don't remember everything up there, just like we don't down here.
And let's face facts, sometimes parents are that way about their kids.
There are crime families. I guess no one ever thinks their kids are the ones that are doing wrong.
Jeez. I don't know if it's even appropriate to say this, but I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Jeez.
Is your hand okay?
Yeah, how badly burned? I pulled it away pretty quick. Is it just like a basic burn?
it's like a second degree burn. I mean, it's you're blistering on your hand.
I'm guessing there's the ice thing.
Maybe
right?
let me take a look at that real quick.
Yeah, she holds it out to Stan.
Oh, geez, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just pop in and see if I can get some ice from the ice machine down here, real quick, and just to see if he's got anything in there to bandage up. He's probably got some towels and stuff.
I'd like to point out that an ice machine in a hotel in hell is never going to be working.
That's true. Damn it! I'll see if I can go for cold water.
Yeah, cold water.
The moment you forget you're in hell.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn it!
It's super noisy and there's never any ice in it.
Damn it!
That's fair.
She's gonna stand there for 10 minutes waiting for the ice, and it's never coming.
1-star Yelper. The cold water helps. It kind of numbs the pain.
Yeah. And I think Erin is probably just numb to this whole situation anyway. The pain, it hurts, don't get me wrong, but the real pain hasn't really hit her yet.
Yeah.
Do you need me to draw for this, or are we good?
No.
Okay.
She lets Stan wrap a hand towel around it with the cold water. So, can I find a key in there to this room? Or did he just break in this room? Okay, here is a key.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock him in, and then we'll know where he is.
Maybe
she's gonna
leave him alone.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Serana. She'll write a note that says, Dad, I have some business to take care of. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back for you. Love, Erin. And leaves it on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, she's going to secure it to the door, the back of the door. Yeah. So if he does try to leave, he'll see the note. And then she's going to walk back out and lock the door and pocket the key.
Mm-hmm.
So do we go to this Blessings place now? And her voice is sort of breaking and wavering. You can tell this has affected her pretty badly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that.
Yeah.
He can't. If he went. See, here's the thing. I don't know that he's entirely under his own. He might not be entirely,
Yeah, that's what
in
I'm
charge.
too. This might not be of his own volition.
Remember when we all first came out? None of us knew anything, and we were all scared and confused as well. Maybe he just needs something to jog his memory.
I think he's just been wandering around in the desert, sort of like we were doing. God only knows what.
Oh. Yeah.
Maybe he was trying to find
Burning
you.
people.
I mean, it explains why he was following us and him inadvertently saving us.
Maybe. It's really weird. let's get going to start fulfilling whatever it is we've got to do with, I guess, these seeds.
Maybe if we do this, we'll come across the hermit again, and he'll have answers.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Answers would be good.
I know that's the one thing we don't have any of, really.
I assumed back when we were all alive, your dad didn't burst into flames on the regular, anything like that, right?
I mean, I'm still missing memories, but I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I doubt you'd forget. So you're having this discussion as you wander back out of the hotel, and now you don't have a car, but you do have some general idea where Count Your Blessings is.
Yeah.
And you start walking there, unless of course you want to, steal another car.
I figure it'd probably be faster to head directly there rather than to walk back.
And
to
we
the car
remember
and
where
then drive
Archie. We remember where Archie parks, so we can go there and then go back to the car if need be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're wandering around, and Aaron, with your empathy, you notice that the neighborhood you're in, everyone seems on edge, like they're waiting for a shoe to drop. Everyone is acting like something big is coming, and they're kind of scared, and they kind of want to keep out of the way of it.
Yeah, but I think she looks at the group and is just like, do any of you feel that tension in the air?
Don't think you could cut it with a cold knife? Yep.
Yeah, I don't like this.
We should get off the streets as soon as
possible. I think we should hustle.
Well, as you pick up the pace, you come to you see a secluded lot just down the block. It's kind of a fenced-in lot, and you see a building that has a sign in front of it that says "Count Your Blessings." It looks kind of like if you made a church, but instead of any religious iconography, you put in like Greek pillars. It kind of looks like
a Vegas chapel.
Yeah, but it also kind of looks a little like the Silver Cloud, in the sense that it sort of has that columns and Greek decor sort of feel to it. The front doors of it are open. The gate to the fence is unlocked and unlatched.
So are we just going in?
Better off the streets, the better.
You don't see any bodies of water immediately out here, so I guess,
yeah, that's what I'm guessing. We have to add this to water inside there.
Best
Gotta
guess.
give these little purple seeds their water.
Can I look at the seeds?
Sure.
No, my precious.
Well, I mean, assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To look at.
Can I tell what they are? Or do I need to be like a botanist to know what they are?
I mean, you've actually seen something like this before. The hermit had pomegranate seeds on a skewer when he gave you drinks. These are more pomegranate seeds.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at them. Remember, I hate pomegranate.
Though these are dried.
Dried pomegranate seeds.
Who used a dehydrator on these seeds?
She hands them back to Serana, of course, and looks at the both of them, looks at all of them and says, well, he definitely does have a brand, doesn't he?
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Never up front.
let's go inside then. And I think she lets Stan lead the way because he was moving to unlock it.
Yeah, he's very slowly and uncertainly opening
Yeah.
the door.
All right. So Stan, you walk in, and the others follow. Inside the building, um, uh, it's not a church, but it's certainly a space for ritual. There's 2 rows of seats facing a wooden like podium or desk with a book on it. The floors are bare wood, and just inside, just to your right as you come in, there's a man sitting at a desk, and he stands up and kind of puts his hands behind his back in a greeting, and it's Elvis.
It's literally Elvis.
Yep.
Oh, thank you very much.
And it's not Vegas Elvis. This is like what you'd imagine Elvis would look like if he never became a superstar.
So Joe House Rock Elvis.
Yeah, kind of.
Nice. How old is he? So like age he died or youngish?
He's young.
So Joe House Rock Elvis. Nice.
Yeah. He stands up and he says, welcome. How can I help you, brothers and sisters? What are you looking for today?
We're looking for
A performance?
water? Body of water?
Oh, you're here for a baptism.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
guess so.
Yeah, your friend Mr. Dennis arranged it all yesterday. Were you waiting on anyone else, or do you want to get started now?
I think it's just the 4 of us.
All right. He walks to the back and lifts 2 panels out of the floor, and you realize that they're large trap doors that just blended in really well with the floor, each about 4 feet across, and beneath it is a pool of water with steps leading down into it.
Aaron's pushing Serrano forward. You got the seeds, you go.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me do the underground baptism. She's
Oh.
like grumbling.
She's just like, we'll be right here. We're not going anywhere.
Have you had a baptism before?
I don't know if I was religious in my past life, Father.
Well, I'll tell you what happens. I say a few words, you chant anything you feel might help, and you step into the water. It's like taking a bath with your skin off. Cleans you out, leaves you renewed, refreshed. Born a second time, some people might say, although I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, what have I got to lose? Am I right?
Exactly.
We'll be right here, Serrano.
So I'm gonna like kind of just, I transfer the seeds, I guess, to my shirt pocket, and then kind of undo my blazer, fold it, kind of just place it down, kick off the shoes. All right, let's go in.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, are you putting the seeds in the water, or are you just walking in with them?
I'm gonna like hold the seeds, like kind of just put the seeds into my hand and kind of throw them in before I step in.
Okay. All right. Here is that part that I talked to you about before, in which one of you is going to have a scene and the others should not hear it.
Okay. Good
I
luck.
am now removing my headphones. Good luck.
Okay. So, Serrana, the moment you walk into the water and duck down into it, the water starts turning this dark purple. You know it's from the seeds, though They seem to be exuding a lot more color than you had expected them to. The water is warm, but completely dark. And the moment you submerge to the point of being fully under the water, you have a flashback. I want you to tell me the absolute worst thing that ever happened.
Ooh, okay. The absolute worst thing that ever happened.
And obviously this is a flashback for Serana.
I remember, I've remembered so many parts of who I was. The lying, the deceiving, the skills that used for killing, and it all takes me back to a point where I'm arguing with, I think, what was my husband, and I'm just screaming that he doesn't understand what I have to do, and he just gets fed up and he leaves the house. And it's at that point my phone rings. It has, as always, a clear set of instructions. I put on my gear. It's under the cover of night. I head to a location, and typically there's a person where I have to kill, except it wasn't just one person. It was a entire family with 3 small children, and I had argued the night. I'd argued just that night with my husband that I had to do what I had to do, and it's with that I kind of sucked it all up and I set the house alight. The way that someone else taught me once.
All right. So you are getting you feel a hand take your hand and pull you outside of the other side of the pool. And now we will go to whoever's next. So, Aaron and Stan, you see Serana go into the pool, and the seeds seem to turn the water this darkish purple. And when that happens, Serana kind of submerges herself completely, and Elvis looks down at the water and he says, "Oh, shucks. I didn't know you fellas were that kind of... we're into that kind of trouble. Now I'm going to have to drain the tank later, and there's another party due in. I'm going to have to charge you $500 for the work, and not to mention this to anyone else."
Well, I'm pretty sure our contributor's paying for all this. He's the one that sent us.
He didn't give me any extra money for this.
I guess we have to use them. Well, I guess.
Serana, you are currently not there.
Aaron's gonna walk. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm trying to remember how much money we ended up with after that last job. We ended up with a certain amount.
We had a lot from Nate being dead, and then
that's true.
The job.
Yeah, I have it listed as 300.
Or possibly 300. Was that from Nate, or was that from the job?
That was from Nate.
Okay, I know we got a certain amount from the job.
Yeah, you got your winnings that you got to keep your winnings that you had, but we didn't calculate any of that.
500 it'll essentially clean you guys out.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's probably the case.
She's gonna step forward. Can I see Serana in the pool?
The way it looks is that the pool goes under the back of the wall, and Serana has gone through to the other side of the wall.
Is she going to be okay down there this long?
Oh, she's probably out the other side by now.
Out the other side to where?
To the other side. He just points towards the wall that the pool goes under.
Will she be able to breathe?
Well, I assume she got out on the other side.
Oh, yeah. Where does it empty out?
The other side of the wall.
Okay. And I'm just I take out what chips. Stan takes out what chips he has, and he's like, "Yeah, hang on." And he just sort of sets them down somewhere nearby. I'm just going to go check real quick. And before he's about to leave, he turns and he's like, "Love Me Tender was awesome." And he turns around and he heads out.
Okay, so you are now outside the building.
I'm just going to go around to the back to see where the other side of the wall comes out.
Well, you see that it's probably another room in the same building. The building is larger than that. It just comes out in another room.
Yeah.
Where can we pick her up at?
Well, I mean, once you're all on the other side, you can leave through there.
We all have to go through this?
Well, that's what your friend Mr. Dennis set up for.
Oh, all right. Well,
What
Aaron's...
did you mean about Love Me Tender?
Don't I wouldn't worry about it. Aaron's gonna put down her share of the money.
I've just been circling around the building. Is there a back door or anything like that? Or no?
There is one, but it's not. It's locked.
It's like, okay, so we're gonna come back in. Hey, the back door's locked. How are we supposed to?
Well,
We all have to go through this, Stan.
Oh, you're kidding.
I'm afraid I'm not.
Archie,
She's in the process of taking off her blazer as well,
okay.
And her shoes.
Elvis looks at you and says, "Do you want me to say something before you go through?"
No, I'm not really a religious person. I appreciate it though. And she's gonna lower herself into the pool.
Okay. It is now time for everyone but Aaron to take their headphones off and to mute their game.
Good luck.
All right. So, you go into the water, and it is warm, and it is dark. It is really, really dark. And you submerge yourself. And you have a very vivid flashback. I need you to tell me the worst thing that ever happened.
The worst thing that ever happened to me was watching my mother die, because it was slow. It wasn't all at once. It was cancer. It was a slow process of seeing her body slowly fading away, of losing her more and more every day, of her not becoming herself. And it got to the point where she didn't remember who we were because she was just so weak. And in the end, it took her from us. And I was there when she died. I was the last person who saw her alive, and I was only 10 years old.
Okay.
And it's a lot for a 10-year-old to handle, to see their mother for the very last time.
Home or hospital?
Home.
All right. You suddenly have this flashback reliving of the last moments of your mother's life, and how she was there, and how she was gone. And perhaps you start thinking a little more about how the afterlife might work now that you're part of it. And as you're thinking, and as this is This is just ripping through you, this sorrow and pain. You feel a hand take yours and pull you back up from the water. All right, so Aaron has gone into the water as well and has gone under the wall, which just leaves Archie and Stan. Archie kind of looks to Stan in the, you want to go next or shall I sort of look.
Stan just sort of shrugs and he's like, yeah, okay. He just sort of is like, he's going to step forward.
Okay. Elvis looks your way and says, I know your friends weren't the religious type. You want me to say any words?
I mean, you could sing something if you want.
He says, oh, shucks, I never was much of a singer, but...
What, you?
Yes. I'll
just kind of look at him for a second, and then I'm like... And then I sort of pull back for a second, and I'm like... Is your name Aaron by any chance?
It's Mr. Presley.
Of course. Mr. Presley.
He stands next to the water, kind of motions for you to get in, and he says, Bright light city gonna set your soul, and it'll set your soul on fire. There's a whole lot of money that's ready to burn, so raise those stakes up higher. There's a million ruined people waiting out here, and they're all living devil may care, while on high is the devil with love to spare. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. So, everyone else mute and take your headphones off, and I will talk to Jim. So, Stan, you dip into the water, and you let it wash over you, and it is warm, and it is dark. It is so amazingly dark. And suddenly, you have a flashback. I want you to tell me the worst thing that ever happened.
Ah, that's an excellent question. So the worst thing that ever happened to Stan. Is this a thing that might culminate in his death, or is this?
It can. It can.
Doesn't necessarily have to. Yeah. I think that. I mean, I want to kind of almost create a thing, but the funny thing is, I don't know if this thing has already been created by previous flashbacks. So, let me start by asking: Have we? Has anyone thus far solved the question of how what happened to Donnie the first time that he died?
No.
Okay. I think maybe Stan happened to Donnie. I think that I think maybe that Stan is like, I think as far if we see this as a flashback, that there's like a private there. Yeah, so there's like a private room in a building where nearby where Stan is tending bar, and you can hear sort of shouts kind of coming from it. And I think for a moment we see from the back room we see Sarana's friend emerge, and she's holding the side of her face. And Stan is like, what the? Let me look at that. And she says, no, don't get it. Don't. It's too late. And he's like, I told him. She just gives him a sort of a withering look. And she heads out. He nods slowly. And he picks something up. And he goes around toward enters the door, where Donnie is like getting ready to come up and charge through, and Stan like puts his hand up. And he says, "Hey, now listen, now's a bad time. Now's a bad time. Come on, no, look at yourself. Hang on, you gotta clean up before you go out in front of those guys. Hang on, I just gotta tell you something. It'll be all right, man. It's gonna be okay. And Donnie is like, what the hell? He sort of puts him back. Stan steps through the door, and he's like, and it's basically it's this very this is sort of a back room, and there's also another sort of further back room that leads to sort of an area with a sort of a patio, and there isn't anyone out there. And he's like, no, hang on, come on, we can't. And Stan is like is back standing out there, and he's like, hey, why do you keep doing this to her? And Donnie's like, you know what she's trying to do, and you know that it's not. And Stan says, yeah, but it's not gonna. It doesn't matter that much, Donnie, not that much. You don't do that to another person. You said you were gonna stop. He's like, look, I didn't have to listen to you, okay? You just tend the damn bar, and that's what you do, all right? You keep your mouth shut. Stan's like, yeah, okay, all right. I think we can figure out a way for me to keep my mouth shut. Oh, what you're asking for? I will kick your ass. And Stan says, no, not asking for anything. Just asking you to shut up for a change. And he turns, and he's got a sort of one of those sort of stick lighters that seems to have been cranked up a bit. And he turns, and he's like, pfft, and Donnie immediately sort of his coat catches on fire. And he's like, ah! He sort of turns back, distracting. Stan is like, sorry, man. You know I love you, but I love her more. And he reaches up a gun and shoots him.
Okay.
And that, I think, is the worst thing that ever happened.
Okay. So you can smell the scent of Donnie's flesh burning, and you can hear him scream, and you hear the the sound of the gunfire that eventually puts him down. And it is just ripping through you, this sudden, horrible memory of killing someone that you considered a friend and doing it in a horrible way. And suddenly, you feel a hand take yours and pull you up out of the water. So, we're all back, and it has been suggested that now would be a good time for a break.
Is there anything? Do we see anything just before we go to break? Or
No, I'm just going to leave it there.
Damn it! All right, folks.
All right.
Well, that being okay, so we're going to take a quick break. We shall be back in about 5-10 minutes, something along those lines, and we will hopefully find out what it is that is indeed happening. So we will see you shortly. Hello, we are back. And we have just been baptized by Elvis Presley.
Mr. Presley.
Yes, that's right, Mr. Presley. We're not sure which Presley it was, but it was someone who knew some of the lyrics to Viva Las Vegas.
I like the thought that all hymns here are just songs or Elvis songs, yeah. Songs
just,
about
just
Vegas.
Elvis song.
That's a thought.
When's Katy Perry's Waking Up in Vegas gonna?
Oh god, that's such a good song. Such a good music video.
So, each of you passed through the baptism. And on the other side, you had a hand reach out and pull you back to the surface. And the room on the other side of the wall is similar to the room you left. It's a little smaller, dingier. And the hand that has pulled you out of the water is Elvis. But this is towards the end of his life, Vegas Elvis.
Ooh.
Kind of puffy looking, kind of not all there. And he pulls you out of the water and he hands you a towel, gestures to some chairs. You'll see that the clothes that you took off, the blazer and your shoes and whatever else, are sitting on the chair for you. And as each of you are pulled out, you each feel stronger, more powerful. You feel filled with purpose.
Thank you very much.
Oh no, thank you very much.
Erin just cuts her eyes over at Stan and is just like,
I had to do it.
On the other, I guess so. When each of us come out, I'm guessing one by one, like we're dried and sat down.
Yeah.
So I think when Stan and Erin and Archie come through, I think Serrana will just kind of be hunched over a little bit, and she looks a little bit nauseous.
Erin walks over to Serrana. Erin's a little bit out of it too, but she puts an arm on Serrana's shoulder. You okay?
I mean, at least I know that I deserve to be here.
Really now?
I don't think I was ever much for religion before, but I never wanted redemption more than now. There's a helicopter going over. That's quite bad.
Yeah, man. Did you guys know that, I'm actually kind of glad Donnie's not with us anymore, because he was not a good person either. He was really not a good person.
I remembered something about Donnie. I don't know how Donnie was, no, not now, but earlier. I don't know how Donnie was even with us. I remembered you and Serana stand in like a morgue with my dad, and Donnie was there, and he was like burned up and shot. I don't know how he was down here with us anyway. I saw my mother when I went through.
Sorana's gonna look up and think, what happened? What did you see?
The end of her life.
She's gonna like kind of like pat, like just kind of hold like Erin's arm and just, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, I've already dealt with it. It just sort of, seeing it again was pretty rough. It's been like 15 years. I didn't think I'd have to deal with it again.
I didn't think a baptism was supposed to make you relive all your worst memories.
She looks toward the second Mr. Presley. Has our benefactor told you where we're supposed to go next? Has he left anything with you?
He kind of stares at you like, once again, he's not all there. And then he kind of, like a memory suddenly hits him, and he nods, and he walks over to the desk and picks up an envelope and offers it to you.
Yeah, she takes it, and nothing on the outside or anything like that.
Right, nothing on the outside of it.
Yeah, then she's gonna open it like Serana did, just okay, with her nail across it, open it up.
There's a note inside on stationery from the Silver Cloud. It says, hit the wands. You have 1 hour, but you know the way in now. Help is inside. You'll find me when you're done.
Hit the wands? What does he mean?
Hit the wands.
It's heist time.
But we're not prepared for a heist.
I think we are. And, I mean...
Well, we know where the room is.
Archie's...
Where we picked up old Muzzle.
Archie...
Oh no, that'll take weeks.
Wasn't he already dug under?
No, we're supposed to go to the room where...
Oh, no.
Where they were doing the counting, right?
I think so.
Counting house.
Sort of looks over at Archie. What was that?
Archie looks kind of pale, but he says, do the rest of you feel, I don't know, stronger, tougher?
Kinda, yeah.
Feel different, yeah.
Okay, well, it's not just me.
Hard to tell. It's like, I don't know, my body feels invigorated, but my mind feels real cloudy.
Vegas Elvis has walked over to the back door and opens it and kind of motions you like he's ready for you guys to leave.
Okay, we get the hint.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Just sort of looking, he thinks for a second. Okay, well maybe this is the one I'm supposed to say this to. And on the way out to say, by the way, Love Me Tender was great.
He nods appreciatively and says, thank you very much.
Yes.
Erin walks out and looks at the group. I think we should get back to the car and, God, I don't know, go to the wands.
Yeah, I mean...
What other choice do we have? And he said help's going to be there, even though we don't know who it is.
Well, I guess we'll find out, yeah?
I think Serrano will be kind of the last one to walk out, and she's gonna look at old Elvis and just say, "Oh, how kings fall," and then walk out.
Nice. So, you start walking back to the car.
Make
It's a
Elvis
bit of a trek.
sad.
It's a bit of a trek, but you all kind of notice something while you're on the way there. You know how I said on the way here, everyone was kind of looking kind of scared and kind of like they were waiting for the shoe to drop? That's still in play, but everyone is giving you a wide berth.
They're just steering clear of us.
Yes. They are, backing away into alleys, and like, if you're walking down the street, some of them will like look at you and then suddenly cross the street. And if you know the song "Little Green Bag" from Reservoir Dogs, the song that they play when the group is walking together, that would be the music playing right now as you guys are walking down the street. You look badass right now.
Yes. We need a win. We need
and people are reacting to you that way. And you eventually get back to the car. It's probably 10-minute walk before you get to the car. You get in, and Archie drives you to the Wands. The strip is busy, but not real busy. Healthy flow of people, business is good. And, the Wands looks like it's having a better than average night. The fact that, the folks who control Vegas, including Satan, had recently come in, and there was recently an attempt at a robbery. There's all sorts of, news traveling about the Wands, so people are showing up. But once again, as you get towards the door, the crowd is parting for you. And you can go in really easily.
Erin's really uncomfortable with this. Like, she's looking at the group like, why are people, I mean, do we have a reputation or something?
Maybe they're fans of pomegranate. Actually, is there in the are there any reflective surfaces?
Of course there are.
Through here. I'll just briefly glance in reflective surface to see if we look any different.
Okay, so you only kind of notice it because you're looking for it, but you notice that your shadow seems a little darker and almost like you're more present, and it takes you a moment or two to realize the people that are in charge around here and the people who work higher up in the casinos, they all look like this. The people that show up in the desert or happen to wander into the city don't look like this. You look like a local one.
We just leveled up. That's what we just did. We elevated. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like this feeling.
I just don't know what it means for us. It's probably gotten us into a lot more in depth.
It means we can't be as reckless as we were before.
Can you handle that?
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna need you guys to check me a lot more.
Some things never change.
So,
Oh wait, Stan doesn't know yet.
No, he doesn't. He just sort of says it because
sorry.
and he doesn't even fully know why he said it.
The big thing is the smile that turns into a small sad little frown.
Aaron's going to walk into the wands.
okay. You go in, and while the crowds are a little bigger here tonight, security also seems to be a little heavier. There's more security people here. But every single one of them, when they look at you, they just kind of give you a nod.
Do we see Romanov?
You do not see Romanov anywhere.
Okay. Did she work at the wands?
Yeah, she's head of security.
She's head of the security. I couldn't remember if she worked for another casino and was just there for the
No,
the
she's head
thing.
of security at Wands.
Okay. I couldn't remember. Do I notice anyone like, I don't know, staring at us, getting close or anything? Because like Aaron's looking out for whatever help we were supposed to find.
No, just the tourists, as they call them, are giving you a wide berth, and security seems to be like benignly ignoring you. Just kind of giving you the nod.
Hey, I want to go up to like the concierge front desk kind of area, and be like, is there a message for a Stan, a Serana, Archie, or Aaron?
The concierge kind of looks through some papers and shakes their head. No, nothing. Nothing
thank
here.
You. She's gonna look back at the group and be like, "What do we do?"
I will just kind of shrug, and I will look in the direction of the door.
Okay. You see that the red door is actually propped open. There's like a ladder there, and two security guys are like installing a camera over the door.
And tightening security around her, it seems.
Perhaps we should go help them. Stan is just going to start walking in that direction.
Okay.
Help them do what, Stan?
They just sort of give you a nod when they see you.
Okay.
And and I kind of like, yeah, good job. And just go through.
Okay. You walk past them.
Did they let him in the door?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
They just let him walk in?
Yeah.
Aaron is going to very reluctantly follow, very tensely, like giving them both like nervous smiles.
So they just let you right past.
What do we see when we get down there?
So you head down the stairs, and in the counting room.
I hate this so much, Jim. Sorry, go ahead. I just wanted Jim to know I hate this.
My heart is like,
Yeah, I'm like, I hate it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So the counting room that you enter, there's a couple of non-locals in casino uniforms sorting the smaller chips into stacks, counting, bagging, weighing them, and the color-coded bags are put on the conveyor belt that goes past the green door. Just eyeing it, there's maybe 70, 80, 90,000 in chips in here. There's one security guy, and like I said, two people just sort of sorting the chips into bags and putting them on the conveyor.
So I feel
Security
like
guy kind of looks up
Yeah.
and nods at you.
nod back. Inside, of course, Stan said, it's sort of screaming, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" But then on the outside, he seems pretty cool, calm and collected, and he's like, "Okay, well, may as well keep going." He's going to start walking toward the green door and see what happens.
Okay. No one stops you. You get to the green door and it's locked.
I'm going to. I'm terrible at this, but I know someone who's not terrible at this. When we get up to the door and it's locked, I'm just going to turn to Serana.
I'm following
Ask
suit,
him
and I'm
for
like, yes.
Ask him for the key.
Ah. So who do I turn to? Which guard is the right one?
Well, there's only one security guy in this room.
So just that.
And the-
Okay then.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn to the guy and just put out my hand and say, "Key, now."
He looks at you kind of strangely. I'll let you skill check for this one. Go ahead
Okay,
and
so using my deceptive talents.
okay. So draw 2 cards, or no, draw 1 card. This is just a 1 card thing.
Okay. Come on, don't fail me now. Don't fail me now, deck. Okay.
What do we got?
On the table. Ah. Okay. Are you guys ready?
Drum roll.
The
Oh.
lovers.
Automatically
Fantastic.
succeeds.
Fantastic. So because of flavoring due to the card, the guard kind of gives you this very entranced look by how you've approached him, and kind of actually fumbles in his jacket for a moment and says, right, of course, and hands you a key.
I just take the key, kind of snap, and then just look and say, now I won't have to report back your hesitation, and then I turn towards the door and go to unlock it.
And he kind of backs off a little. He's keeping an eye on you, but he's a little worried about what you might do if he pushes things.
Okay, so opening the door,
Mhm.
holding a breath, opening with purpose though.
Okay.
And what do we see?
What you see is a long corridor. It's got some really worn carpet with the wand's insignia woven into it, and it's got flock wallpaper and neon lights on the ceiling, and it's just this long corridor stretching further than you can see.
Okay. I guess I take a step forward, look back to everyone,
Mhm.
give a nod, and then carry on walking forward.
Okay.
I guess my pistol is holstered,
Okay.
and I still have my previous weapons all tucked away. But I'm very conscious of my gun.
Okay. So you all start walking down the corridor, and it turns a bit, first one way and then another, and you're pretty sure it's also sloping downward a little. but it seems to go on forever. I mean, it just you're not sure about a hallway this long, though finally, after again what seems like forever, um, you see at the far end of the corridor a pair of double doors.
I'm gonna turn to whoever's like right behind me and just say, at least we got our steps in for the day, and then go forward to maybe just kind of push on the doors.
Are there windows in the doors?
No.
Oh, damn it. Okay, go ahead.
Those big old style wooden doors. Is there a little crack in the door, or is it just solidly together?
I mean, there is a little bit of a crack. I'm not sure what you'd be able to see through it.
Is there like light coming in?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it like an outdoorsy light, or is it like kind
it's
of
it's artificial lighting, like neon or whatever.
Listen, we gotta know. We gotta. I'm just gonna gently kind of push on the doors to see how they open.
They swing open very easily. On the other side of the doors is a large lounge. There's old upholstered leather chairs around some scratched up tables. There's a bar at one end, and there's a reception desk, it looks like. There's an upright piano where someone is playing like some really fast, hot jazz. And there's a few groups of people in suits identical to yours just sort of sitting around tables relaxing. And a couple of them kind of look your way as you open the door.
They don't look like malicious, like they're going to attack us or anything, right?
No. You get this very real feeling, though, that these people are all powerful the way you are powerful right now. Violence in here would be extreme if it happened.
Ooh, goody.
Oh no.
I guess whenever they look our way, I'm just gonna stay strong and just give them a little nod.
Mm-hmm.
A little and I'm gonna head straight for the reception desk.
Okay. Are the rest of you joining Serrano, or are you?
I'm gonna go sit down next to a group, actually.
Okay.
Just go right into it.
Stan, what you doing?
I'm looking for, in times of in times when solace are needed, Stan heads toward the nearest bar.
Okay. So, Serrano, you go over to the reception desk. And the woman who's sitting there kind of looks up at you. Yes?
Is anyone expecting us? Oh, no. Wait, should I use deception actually? I'm just gonna ask her, are we being expected?
She looks at you kind of like she's not fully sure what you're talking about and says, I don't think so.
Let's see. I could try and get cheeky, but we're vastly outnumbered here. She's gonna roll her eyes and say, "We're because we are here. Wait, we're here for the game, right?"
No, wrong casino.
Oh yeah, right. Because I'm trying to think. Cause
I don't think we know why we're here yet completely. I mean, we know why we're here.
Yeah,
we don't
I think
know.
you know why you're here.
Yeah.
Because that's right. I wanted to know if the hermit was here and if he's expecting us. Because he did say that there's someone waiting for us.
You're just
Waiting
gonna
for us.
name drop the hermit out there.
I don't want to name drop the hermit though. That I'm just trying to figure out.
Well, I'll let you think about that for a moment. Aaron, you're walking over to one of the tables, and just as you're getting near it, one guy who's sitting alone at one of the tables kind of waves you over, and you recognize him. He is one of the guys that that was going to put Rebecca O into the concrete.
Okay. Katie wasn't here for that session, so if I mess anything up, please stop me. She's going to look at him a little suspiciously, like with a raised eyebrow, and then she's going to walk over to him and sort of like, he's at a table?
Mm-hmm. By himself.
Yeah, she's just going to like lean against the table and be like, "And what are you doing here?"
He kind of leans in so that he can kind of speak quietly and not be overheard. He says, "You all should go get yourselves a drink from the bar. Look relaxed, for fuck's sake. Make some small talk. You're sticking out like bare asses around here."
What do you think I'm doing? I'm making small talk with you.
Okay. Just, your friend went over to the desk and started acting like she's a big shot here. You're not a big shot here.
What exactly is here? What are we doing?
This is just a place for the locals to relax a little, have a meal, have a drink, get to relax some. Our mutual friend asked me to wait here for you. Not now, but on your way out. I'm supposed to run interference if you need it. The boss would have come himself, but he's working on another distraction,
Do you know what we're supposed to do from here? Like how we're supposed to even take care of this?
He nods towards the door that's past the reception desk.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "I think what you're looking for is passed through there."
And I guess you have no idea how we're supposed to get back there.
Sometimes that's the job of the person doing the work, figuring these things out.
That's fair, I understand.
Meanwhile, Stan, you're at the bar.
Yes.
Bartender kind of looks at you, says, "What you want?"
Yeah. Let's try Tom Collins.
All right. He
This
turns
bartender,
around.
man.
He turns around and starts putting together a drink. And while he's doing so, another guy who's at the other end of the bar kind of walks over to you, drink in his hand, looks at you, kind of gives you an up and down, and says, "Haven't seen you here before. Where are you from?"
And do our ties have insignias of any kind on them, or no? Okay. And he says, and Stan will smile, and you'll say, "Just checking it out."
I said, "Where are you from? When did you get minted?" The bartender
Wasn't
puts
that
your
long ago.
drink on the bar and just kind of walks away.
I'm slowly picking up the drink, and I say, not long ago. I mean, do we really want to? Do we really worry that much about time here? I mean, like
He narrows
people
his
used to.
eyes. He narrows his eyes. He says, "So you're new."
Yeah, you want to look at it that way, yeah.
He says, "Listen, pal," and he pokes you right in the chest with his finger. He says, "The new ones drink last. They eat last. You better figure out who's in charge here right fast. You understand me?"
I'm gonna quickly turn suit when I like my ears pick this up,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna kind of quickly just run to stand side and put my arm around him and say, "Sorry, he's had a little bit of for a while, you know."
I think you should draw a card for deception on this one.
Definitely. Come on, don't fail me now. You did me once. How do I always forget how to draw it out. There we go.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Isn't that someone's card?
Yeah.
Mine.
Okay, so you get a flashback given to you.
Yeah.
You are watching this sort of like two lions at a watering hole, kind of the posturing, the almost anger coming out of it, and you have this sudden memory. You're outside of a bar, and Serrano's friend comes walking out of the bar, and she's got a real bad shiner, and she's kind of cursing to herself, and you kind of fall in step next to her, and she says, "This is the last time this is going to happen. I swear to fucking God. You and me, look, I need you to find out something for me. There's a family. I'm going to give you a name, and you're going to find out where they live for me, okay?" And you kind of flash for a moment to start looking through old records and files and the like, and you eventually find the name and address of this family that Serrano's friend is looking for. It's a suburban home, people living there, married couple of kids. And you pick up from this investigative skills.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Nice.
And and so yes, you Serrano, you kind of say that Stan has taken one too many hits to the head, and the guy who's been kind of harassing him is like, "Oh, fine, have your fucking drink," and he just walks off.
I think Aaron sort of like lets out a low whistle in their direction, and when she gets their attention, just nods her head over to the table.
Yeah, and you guys recognize that the guy she's sitting with is the guy who tried to put Rebecca O into concrete when you first showed up in town.
I shrug, and I will kind of head in that direction. Then I guess. Well, no, I'm currently entangled. I actually, before I head in that direction, I kind of will because Serana's got her arm around me. I will kind of like just sort of my hand naturally went to her opposite shoulder for some reason, and we'll kind of before he turns and acknowledges, he'll kind of just sort of give sort of squeeze her shoulder, sort of again unconsciously, without thinking about it, just sort of, and then he'll start actually heading, sort of moving as though to head in that direction. For some reason, he doesn't want to let go. It's very strange.
As the guy walks away, so Serana turns, and then she realizes that sounds on, and then she like instinctively kind of pulls away, and then kind of like pulls up, kind of like puts her arm on the bar next to him, and then she's like,
"Oh, sorry."
And she's like, no, it's fine. And then she kind of like the hand that her ring should be on, where that little white mark is. She kind of like looks down at it, but then she just doesn't want to say anything, and so instead she just turns and says, "We're way out of our league here," but like low under her breath, kind of to him, just so it's no one in our vicinity can hear us.
Yeah. I know.
So you get to the table, and right as you're getting there, a woman who looks to be like waitstaff, essentially, drops a plate off on the table, and the guy starts eating from it, and it looks like it's ribs. Probably human. He munches on one a bit, and he kind of nods to you and says, "Glad y'all can make it."
Yeah, it's a neat place you got here. I mean, nobody around here seems to know how to make a Tom Collins properly, but aside from that, it's pretty good.
What do you expect, considering where you are?
That's fair.
Like I was telling your friend here, our mutual friend told me to run interference while you're on your way out.
We gotta get back through that door. And she nods to the door behind the receptionist.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how we're gonna do that.
Is it where physical positioning here? Is it directly behind the? Okay, paint me a picture here, if you would, of the reception desk and the area around it and the door.
So the door we need to escape from is the one behind the reception desk.
No, that's the one we have to get through to do this heist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to get back through the original door.
Yeah, and he's going to run interference as we're coming back through.
Yeah, so he's going to run interference in the lounge, so I guess we got that escape covered.
Where is physically the door located compared to the reception desk?
It's obviously behind the desk by about, 6 feet, and off to the right. If you wanted to like charge right through it, you probably could.
I'm guessing we don't want to do that first. We need to seamlessly get into the door. Interference.
Yeah.
We only need interference on the way out.
What kind of reception desk does this look like? I'm trying to What sort of... So this is a lounge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And if you were to put a reception desk in a lounge...
It looks very incongruous to actually being in a lounge. It looks like a hotel reception desk, essentially.
Okay. Okay. All right. Does this lounge have phones in it?
Does it have? It has a phone at the bar.
At the bar. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm piecing. I have part of a plan. I have 15% of a plan.
Does the guy that we're sitting with have a drink with him?
No, he does not.
He does not. Okay. I'm going to tell everyone I'll be right back. And I want to make a wide circle.
Uh-huh.
So I walk in front of the receptionist desk as I'm going to the bar.
Okay.
And I want to use my investigative skills to see if I can see anything in her like scheduling book to see when like the next appointment is.
Okay. Draw a card for that.
Yeah. Judgment.
Ooh.
Success.
Fantastic. Okay.
What a fitting card as well.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just like slowly walking by, sort of like
Sure.
I'm not paying attention, and I'm just gonna like do a quick little glance down.
Okay. What you see isn't so much an appointment book. It looks like just a list of names. You think, due to the fact that you drew a good arcana on that one, that it's possible she's just taking names of people who go through the door.
Okay. So I'm going to remember like the last name that went through.
Okay.
And then I'm going to circle right back to the group. And I'm going to be like, I'm going to ask the dude, hey, the last guy that walked in, has he left? Has he come back through?
He thinks for a moment. You give him the name, and he thinks for a moment. He says, yeah, he I think he went back to work a little while ago.
Do you know what's in there?
Well, I know what's immediately in there. I mean, it's a hallway. It leads to the actual counting house.
What if, Serana, you're good at deceiving people. You said that we were coming by to pick up something that this guy left. Or even you said that you were coming by yourself and you just went and got that chip. The guy said it was just one chip we needed, right?
Well, he said you'd know it when you saw it.
Oh, okay.
Necessarily say it was a chip.
You're right.
Well,
what if you tell her that you're coming by for this guy because he left something in the counting house and we have to get it? Or something like that.
I can give it a shot.
Was it only names of people as they go through the door, or was it names of people expected to go through the door?
That you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I can.
All right.
Right as you're getting up to make this attempt, the guy who you've been sitting with says, just so you know, the old guy wants you to know that the freight elevators are still working down there, just in case you get in any trouble. You know, it used to be his place.
thanks.
Interesting. Okay.
Cool. Okay. So we gotta stay lucky. I need to successfully deceive Vengeance and say, what's the name of the guy, the last guy that went in?
Marchand.
Marchand. Okay. I walk up to the receptionist and tell her I am an associate of Marchand's and he left something behind and he needed me to pick it up.
Okay. Go ahead and draw a card for that.
I didn't even want to look at it. I'm so scared.
You must look.
I'm not
6.
gonna look at it. I'm not gonna look at it. Ah.
Well, 6 seems to be just about enough because she nods and she asks for your name.
Fuck.
That's a very strange name.
I'm gonna say Mrs. S.
Okay. She writes it down in her book in very flowing script and nods towards the door.
All right.
Okay.
Are you getting all of us in, or is it just you?
I think the plan was just for Serana to go.
I think
Because that would be safer.
Okay.
Unless Serana can try to get us all in. You can try to see if she'll stop us.
Yeah. And say
Or like, I need assistance from my friends or something.
yeah, so I'm gonna turn to her and say, my security, and then I turn and then I kinda give a nod to them.
Okay. She nods and says, names?
Remember, only Mr. or Mrs. or Doctor.
Doctor.
Aaron will walk over and say, my name's Mrs. E.
She writes down your name.
Yeah. Dr. X.
Writes down Dr. X.
Serana's gonna give you such a dirty look, but then also smirk, and she's like, fuck.
Archie passes himself off as Mr. A. She writes down and just nods towards the door.
Okay. We walk in, last person closes the door behind us, and I let out the biggest, oh my god. And then I was like, wait, is that blasphemy here? Oh, nah, it does it.
Okay. You enter into a bare concrete corridor that slopes downward gently, and you see maybe a couple 100 yards away turns.
Aaron's pushing Serana forward, like, you lead the way.
I'm just gonna keep heading forward, I guess, and around the curve.
Okay. You get around the
Always
corner.
instinctively on the hand on the gap, as they say.
You get around the turn of a corridor, and it starts sloping down a lot more steeply. And you notice that there is this big, long blood trail down the corridor.
Well, I'm not squeamish of blood.
Okay.
But I'm gonna, one hand in the pocket, pulls for the knuckle dusters.
Uh-huh.
Other hand reaches out, holstering the gun, and I'm just walking forward.
Okay.
Kind of just trying to avoid stepping in directly in the blood trail.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell them, guys, eyes on the floor, and eyes forward. One eye, and we're just following the blood trail.
So you follow the blood trail down the corridor, and again it's going further and further down, and it's getting warmer. It's getting very warm, and you finally get to another pair of double doors, but these are metal.
Hey guys, remember when we talked about the pits?
Yes, I remember it fondly.
I think Aaron is going to push one of the double doors open very slightly and try to peek through.
Okay. The doors open into a small room. There are hooks like coat hooks all along the wall. There are a couple of coats like yours hung up on a couple of the pegs. There are also gas masks on them, like about maybe a dozen gas masks, and a big box of earplugs. And there's another door on the far side, and that is where we will pause for another break.
Wonderful. Love that.
Things, terror. Okay, all right. This is getting very tense, and hopefully we will be living through it. We'll see. But in the meantime, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We shall return in a little bit. See you shortly. Greetings, friends. This is more Abject Break Time Confabulation. I am very excited once again because we have Summer here with us once more to talk about some of the stuff that is coming up on Off the Table, if you've not seen it. Or maybe it's running now already. I don't know exactly when we're going to air this, but it's things you should check out and should at least always be immortalized in VOD form, if nothing else. Hi, Summer. What's up?
Hi. We have so many new shows that are about to happen. As of recording this, we have about a week before these new shows start up, and I'm so excited. We have a bunch of new systems coming to the channel, ones that we've never seen before here, which, wow, we keep on doing it, don't we? Obviously, we have our 2 long-term campaigns that are still running. We have Tales from Thershow, which is D&D 5e that I run bi-weekly on Fridays, and we have Alas for the Awful Seat, which has been going on. Oh, I think we're getting into like our nearly our 20s for episodes. And that's every Tuesday. That's always a great game if you want to jump in. It's easy to catch up because it's very like chapter kind of oriented, where we do like one island at a time. But if you want to look for new shows that are just getting up off the ground, we have 4 new shows coming to the channel. Bi-weekly Wednesdays, we have Godsend, which is run by Little Cup of Joe, Jess, if you're interested in checking her out. And basically Godsend is a buck wild time. It's a diceless game, very narrative driven, where you play a god and an avatar. You play one god and then you play another character's avatar, and basically you just wreak havoc on Earth. You're there to do their bidding, or maybe do your own bidding, and maybe get revenge on people, and maybe unleash curses on the Earth. Who knows what you're there to do? Death is pretty common in the game, and then you come back as a new avatar, and it's just going to be a buck wild time. If you're interested in seeing that game, we haven't fully decided our setting yet, but we're all kind of leaning towards futuristic urban fantasy where gods are dead, nobody needs gods anymore, but here are the avatars that are just like, oh, you thought you can get rid of us kind of deal. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Bi-weekly awesome. Thursdays, yeah. I'm just gonna keep on.
You feel free. I'm
just gonna keep on going. Can't stop me, Jim.
Okay.
Bi-weekly Thursdays, we have Good Society, which we did do a one-shot on the channel a while back. If you want to check that out, JL__ Nice Girl is running that. Lauren, if you are interested in checking her out, she's facilitating it, and we are playing the Sense, Sensibility, and Swordsmanship expansion, where you play a normal person, but you also have like a secret identity where you go after people and like maybe have to kill the person you're in love with. I don't really know, but it's going to be a lot of fun. If you love Regency era really loosely, because none of us know actually what was going on then, and we're not going to take the time to learn. But if you love like Jane Austen, those kinds of movies and books, please come check out that show. It's going to be incredibly dramatic. I honestly can't wait. Our one shot, me and Dingo, it was just Katie's internet dropped out, but me and Dingo were playing, and we were just like casually crying at the end of 3 hours. Oh my god, it's such a good game. If you haven't checked out Good Society, another diceless game, super fun. And then also bi-weekly on Thursdays, we have Liminal coming to the channel, which is a 2d20 system. It is urban fantasy where essentially you play like not detectives, I guess, but kind of like paranormal investigators that are kind of delving between this world and then Arcadia, Feywilds, whatever you have it, other realms. And you can play the mystical, magical, or you can play the mundane and kind of see where those two worlds overlap. And I'm also very excited. We love urban fantasy on Off the Table, obviously. We've had a lot of Urban Shadows of 3 campaigns, and obviously Off the Table is doing 2 podcasts as well. That's Urban Shadows. So we love urban fantasy. I'm very excited for it. The system seems really cool. I've never played Liminal, so I'm really excited to do more with that. Cool. And then our last new show, bi-weekly on Fridays, is Hark, which is set in the Cypher system. This is probably the game that I have been the most excited for, just because we've been planning it for a long time. And essentially it is a post-apocalyptic world, similar to Land of Oo from Adventure Time, where you have this really awesome mix of modern things that we would recognize, cars, video games, but you also have magic that's like abundant. You have gods that roam the earth, like little creatures. We have vampires that steal dreams rather than suck blood. We have witches and wizards and gummy people and people who have lived under the surface of the earth. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be kind of hope punk story about travel and found family and finding your purpose, a kind of coming of age tale. So I'm really excited for that one too. It's going to be fresh. It's going to be really fresh. I'm playing a vampire hunter. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's wonderful. The idea, it's good. We don't see a lot of hope punk, so that's awesome. Mm-hmm. That sounds crazy exciting. Actually, all of these things sound crazy exciting. Just the idea of seeing the things with the gods roaming the earth in other forms. It's something that we're starting to get a few more games about that more recently, mm-hmm. and it's good to actually see them in action though, because I don't actually see people playing them so much.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Yeah, Godsend has some crazy awesome art if you go check out like the PDF. And it has a lot of expansions too, I think. It's got a couple of versions out. I think we're playing version 3, which I'm pretty sure is the most recent version. But the playbooks, if you will, are so cool because, I mean, you literally have unbridled power. Like your purpose is to go and just big things happen wherever you are because you are the avatar of a god. And when everybody has a death move, so when you die, like dying is actually fun because you get to unleash these like massive like curses or natural events or like, just crazy shit on everyone. And I am really, really excited to kind of play these like world altering people without really worrying about the consequences, right? Because if you
Absolutely.
die, you do have to deal with them if you play. You roll up a new character and you're like, but you can worry about that later. You don't need to worry about that right now. Just like go for it. It's going to be really, really, really fun.
Awesome, and also just great to see more diceless games out there too. It's I've been clinging on to just Amber Diceless for so long, and now finally more of them are coming out, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, folks, thank you very much for checking this out. If folks want to find you and your stuff online, where should they go?
Yeah, if you're interested in seeing what I'm up to, you can follow me at Just a Summer Job. But if you're interested in seeing Off the Table and all of our games, you're more likely to find our information at off_the_table on Twitter and Twitch. That's where we tweet about everything that we've got going on. If you're interested in playing games with us too, that's where we release signups and applications to be a GM on the channel. So giving us a follow will make sure that you stay up to date with everything coming up.
Awesome. Well, I am going to now toss things back to me, probably. See you folks later. We are back, and we have. I guess we have a thing we need to do now. Probably. Terrible thing.
Terrible, horrible.
Yes. I assume we're going to need the gas masks, and we're going to need the earplugs. Looking and seeing that there are jackets like ours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pondering switching jackets because in case there are things in these jackets we need. Do these jackets look particularly different? I mean, no, they don't, right? They're the same kinds of
they
jackets.
look identical to what you're
Can I
wearing.
search the pockets of them?
Sure. You look through the pockets. In one of them, you find like a couple of chips, but the rest of them are empty.
I'm gonna pocket those chips.
Okay. It's like $10 worth of chips.
Better. It's what I didn't have before.
It's true.
All right. Guess we just
And then I'm going to take a gas mask and an earplug.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there like another door in here?
Yeah. There's another door on the other side. Looks very industrial and kind of beaten to shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, so you take your jacket off, leave it, and then put the gas mask and earplugs in. Is that what? Or they've just left their jackets here?
I don't know.
I'll keep my jacket on, and I'm gonna earplug and gas mask, and I'm also gonna maybe grab another pair of earplugs and put them in my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have them ready to. I like have the gas mask around my neck, and
Okay.
have the earplugs like around. Like I'll have them ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab them and have them ready.
Okay.
And then we'll take a second jacket and put it over my jacket. No.
Extra jackets.
Yes, just in case.
More pockets.
That's right. Take your jacket, tie it around the waist.
Archie grabs a gas mask and some earplugs.
Secondary jackets.
Are we going through this door then?
I guess. I don't see anything else around here.
Are there any weapons in here? Like things that can be used as weapons?
Not unless you can get really creative with a jacket or a gas mask.
Okay.
I mean,
And does the blood still go toward? Is it still
Oh
going
no,
to
the bloodstain stopped.
the bloodstain stopped?
Did they stop in a particularly wide pool, or did they?
They stopped
off.
in kind of like a splat right before the door to this room.
I feel like it's not going to matter whether we have jackets on or not, but I will. Yeah. I feel as though I should. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put the mask on.
Okay.
And put in and get the earplugs and ready because, yeah.
And then I'm going to go through the door.
Okay. You push open the door. So, what you're entering into looks like a refinery and processing facility, but something out of maybe the Industrial Revolution. Huge vats and machines, and obviously no thought for safety at all. And there's this constant roaring noise. The place is lit up by mostly flame pits in the ground with billowing smoke. You see the occasional silhouette in the light moving to and fro, pushing carts and trolleys or watching over them. The smell is sulfurous and overpowering, and above it all is the sound of screams. Not human screams, not the screams of anything still alive. This is the screams of pure souls in eternal torment. Those of you with ear protection on, you can still hear it. It's kind of unnerving. Those of you that do not have ear protection on, you know that you need protection from this.
Yeah, they're coming up and being put on.
Mine already equipped, ready to go.
The place is vast and cavernous. There's no obvious structure to it, no clear lines of sight, no signs, just lots and lots of smoke. And just machinery and the smell of sulfur and fire and smoke everywhere. And here and there you see people with just the most ragged levels of clothing left on them, pushing things here and there, carts, and kind of standing around watching a lot of it are people in their, in their jackets or with their jackets off, suits like you.
Does everyone... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Jim.
Does everyone in here also have masks and earplugs?
Exactly what I was about to ask.
Everyone that's in suits, yeah. The people in the tattered clothes do not.
Ah, well,
If they're wearing their masks, I'm gonna put my mask on.
Okay.
Mine is already on. I'm shook. Okay. Is there a clear route of where we are heading?
No, everything here looks just like there was no plan at all to build this place.
Looking around, is there any kind of, I don't know, I'm just grasping here, any kind of light or figure or just something that kind of calls out to us?
The problem is that this place is vast and so smoke-filled, it's hard to see very far at all.
Okay, so I guess we stay close, guys. You know, at least you could touch elbows. That's how close.
Yeah.
You know, we need to know that we're together all the times. And maybe kind of just head out, maybe straight and forward. Like, kind of wherever, if there's guys in suits further ahead of us, maybe just kind of walk in that general direction. Just kind of get a feel for where we're going.
Okay. So as you're walking and the screams are just rattling your bones, you walk past an area where there are these chutes that bags are coming down, and you recognize them as the bags that the people upstairs were putting chips in, the sorted chips. But there's a lot more chutes here. And there are people just opening up the bags and pouring them into various carts that are going by. And you see them being taken towards this enormous vat. But as you're seeing this, one of the guys in suits starts walking your direction, like they're coming over to say something to you.
I kind of give everyone the jolt that kind of travels down in a line and say, look alive.
Guy comes up to you and says, looks like the loads are increasing. We're going to need some more workers. Go tell Trice in logistics, all right?
I kind of nod. I'll nod and say, I don't even know. I'm so thrown off. Like, whoa. I'll say, sure. Hey, can you point me in the right direction? Because I always get messed around in here.
He kind of looks at you expectantly.
I don't know what to do. I'll give him a chip. I don't know.
Well, it's more like he's looking at you as if to say, okay, where is it you're trying to go?
Oh, fuck, I don't even know. I'm getting myself in like I'm just gonna like kind of give like a like a glance towards maybe like Aaron or Stan.
I'm just going to start looking around. I don't see any signs that say logistics on them by any chance, do I?
There are no signs
No,
here.
no signage. All right. Okay. Yeah, logistics. Yeah, and I say when Serrano looks at me.
The guy looks down at you and says, yeah, just go to fucking logistics. And he turns and walks away.
I'm just like, oh.
Maybe we should just keep walking. He said we'd know it when we saw it.
My fist is gonna know my face, his face the next time I see him.
We should probably keep out of sight of that guy.
It might be easy with all the smoke around. We just got to blend in, look like we know what we're doing, like we belong here.
So,
is there anything that looks like is there anything that we look that we know what it is when we see it?
I mean, lots of smoke, lots of fire, lots of machinery.
Yeah, the thing that stood out most thus far is this giant vat that these chips are getting dumped into.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of want to figure out where that comes out.
Okay.
Because that seems to me like that might be what we're looking for. If we're looking for this, if this is a thing that refines chips into, perhaps even, if we can be hopeful, compacts lots of chips into smaller space, then that would be what we're looking for.
Quick question. Just looking from like, I guess wherever we can see from pipes, where does it show the chips coming from?
There are chutes that come down from the ceiling.
Okay, so they're definitely coming from above.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we follow that trail of where the chips are coming out then. Like,
okay.
Yeah, we'd sort of try to head further down.
Yeah, so it'll like Stan suggested, it does. They are trucking these things towards that huge vat. And as you get closer and closer to this vat, it's being heated over this massive open flame. And the vats are hung from the vats are like 20 feet tall, and they're hung on huge chains and bearings from the ceiling. And you see these, ragged looking people taking these carts and dumping them into the vat. And you see that inside the vat, the chips are being melted down. And this is where the screaming is coming from.
Yeah.
The screams are coming from the vat itself?
From the chips.
The chips still have the souls in them. Yeah, she says that out loud.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
And as you're kind of looking at it, one of the raggedly dressed people who's pushing one of the carts and has just dumped the chips in and is turning his cart around, looks at you four, and he immediately runs over to you. And he's saying, guys, it's Jake. You gotta help me. Please, you gotta get me out of here. Please. You gotta get me out of here. I'm gonna die here.
Who the fuck? I'm gonna kind of step back and go, sorry, who?
It's me, Jake. You remember me, right? Right?
So, I'm a little suspicious because we have masks on and look like pretty much everyone else in here right now. So...
Who was Jake? Do you mind me asking? Was he... I don't know who Jake was.
It's never
so far
come
in game, there has been no Jake.
Okay, I didn't know if that was someone I had missed.
Nope. Please, you gotta get me out of here. I'm gonna die here, man. Please.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of look back at the others and say, we have to blend in, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn and kind of lower my voice and say, get out of here before we have to do something we'll regret.
No, you please, I'll do anything. Please, just get me out of here, please.
So I'm just gonna lightly shove him back, and I said, you got the wrong person.
You shove him back, and he... Remember how I said that there was no, like, real safety stuff going on in here?
Yeah.
He stumbles back, and his leg twists a little, and he falls. And he kind of tumbles down, and for a moment, you think he's going straight into the vat. But he misses the vat, and lands beside it. Which would normally be okay. But the part that he lands by is the tap for the vat, which is where the liquid stuff comes out. And this stream of white hot stuff pours out of the tap onto him.
Oh dear.
And he screams in pain.
Aaron's gonna try to drag him away.
Well, as you kind of have to run down there in order to do it. One of the other suited individuals is kind of jogging over to where the guy is. And as you're running over to him, you notice that, like, half of his body is burned off.
Oh, yeah, she'll stop in her tracks.
And the guy kind of gives you a "I got this" wave.
Yeah.
He goes over to where Jake fell, and he takes out a crowbar, and he just whacks it against the now cooling molten stuff on him, and breaks it off of him. And you see all that's left of Jake is a pile of chips now, like every other dead body you've seen. And the guy picks up the chips, flings it into the vat, and just looks at all the other ragged people who are just, like, staring in terror at this. And he just bellows out, "Back to work, fuckos!" And they all just, like, scatter back to their jobs.
Awesome.
We should be more careful. She's, like Aaron says, as she comes back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
We can't have that kind of attention drawn to us.
So
Figure out where this thing comes out.
the guy who just used the crowbar now motions for one of the other ragged people to bring over a another cart that that looks almost more like a bathtub. I mean, it's obviously set up so that the molten stuff can be poured into it and remain molten stuff while it's moved. And so he pulls the tap, and the bathtub thing gets filled with this white hot molten stuff. And he turns to the peasant that's currently pushing it, and he goes, "Get moving, or you're next." And the guy starts pushing it down, and it looks like it's on a track, it's on rails. He's pushing it down.
Ah. Okay.
And the guy kind of looks at you and he kind of just waves the crowbar a little. He goes, "Don't worry, I got that one." And he walks away.
I just give him a nod, and turn to them and say, "Follow the top."
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk along, and you see that there is this long actual line of these tub things on the rails. And they're all being moved over to this huge machine, just full of very rusty looking gears, and it's bellowing smoke. And the workers, one by one, are just tipping the tub and pouring this molten stuff into the machine. And you can see that the ones who are doing the pouring, their hands are just masses of burned flesh.
Okay. So I guess we just have to stomach this and just keep on following the trail. I guess where is the pouring stuff going? Like.
Okay. So you kind of do a little detour around the machine to get to the other side of it. And you hear this like booming industrial noises coming out of it. And as you're going around it, you see that this is just one of dozens of these things, each with their own tracks, each being filled by these ragged slave workers. And on the other side of the machine, every once in a while, these huge grates open, and out of it comes various things. Some of the times, stacks of bricks come out. Sometimes fully made tables come out. Sometimes crates of light bulbs come out.
Oh boy.
Sometimes neon signs come out.
So melted down, taken somewhere, reformed into random items.
I have the feeling that the only thing, and I know it's hard to even hear. I'm sort of he's trying to say it quietly, but of course over the sound it's hard to. But he's trying to say to them, if the only thing they have here to build new items with is souls, then this must be how they do it.
Jesus Christ.
But
Jesus is not with us right now.
Not at the moment.
No.
But that means that somewhere back there, maybe they also refine them into more chips. Maybe higher value ones.
And as you are talking about this, you see, and everything that is coming out of the machines is put on carts and taken elsewhere. And you see, walking down past one of the other machines, the guy who asked you to go to logistics to get more workers. And he looks really angry. He hasn't seen you yet.
Ah, we should perhaps keep it that way.
Agreed.
Very good, sir.
So, do you
Let us
want
conceal
to
ourselves.
do you want to leave the area? Do you want to, like...
Is there a way we could keep our backs to him and he doesn't see us?
Oh, you can try that. Sure.
Or would we rather leave? This is sort of a Katie out of character question.
Wait.
You guys, what do you want to do?
He can't recognize us though, can he?
I mean, we did have our masks. We have our masks on.
We have
So,
the ear protection.
well, yeah, I mean, it's, they'll be... I take off my hat. It's like the one thing that he kept, even though he changed suits, was his hat. But yeah, shove it in a pocket. But yeah, I mean, logistically speaking, these machines that we're seeing, is there is everything done contained within the machines, or do they like go into other rooms, or is it just
everything is contained within these machines?
Okay. So are the machines big enough for us to perhaps be like, keep ourselves like on the other side of
You can
these,
try.
while
Sure.
that kind of deal? Yeah, but I was thinking, just basically where we can just be not immediately in his line of sight.
Okay.
Keep ourselves on the opposite side and kind of like just sort of come around. And while we're doing so, then we can just keep looking and seeing if we can find anywhere that any of these machines are spitting out chips.
Well, Jim, since that is your plan, I'll have you draw for this one.
Oh dear. I have absolutely no skills, I think, that can be applied to this. But let me look at my list, just in case there's something that I feel as though can be... I wonder if...
Their flashbacks.
I wonder if self-defense might come into play here at all.
Well, that's a bit of a stretch.
It
but
is
you
a bit
know
of a
what?
stretch.
You know what? I'm game. I'll let that apply.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Have you guys used your character flashbacks yet? Like your
No.
flashbacks that have with
Not
someone
yet,
else?
yeah.
No one's used one this.
I've used one.
Have you?
Oh, no,
I used mine with Saran. No, I used mine with Erin.
Well, remember, no, when
You get them every session, don't you?
every act you get one flashback you can use on yourself, and then also one you can use on someone else.
Right. So you
which
all
no
have
one
your
has used
flashback
at this
right
point
now.
yet. No one's
So
used a
if-
flashback on anyone else yet.
If somebody wants to use it on themselves or somebody else, you're absolutely entitled to do so right now.
However, if I'm being allowed self-defense, I'm just going to use that,
There.
if I may. But yes, there are. We totally can also. I feel as though in a moment we might want to start pulling these out. But I'm going to now place this card here, and then I will
Okay.
stare at it for a moment
Okay.
and hope that it is a high number.
Uh-huh.
I will then right-click on it and flip it over, and we'll
And
see what happens.
let's see
Are
what
we
happens.
ready?
Ready.
I am now flipping the card.
Good. Hey,
That is my card.
that is
Nice.
your arcana.
Oh, that is
Fantastic. So you not only succeed, you get a flashback.
Yes.
You get 2 flashbacks.
Well,
So let me think. What's appropriate for you monkeying your way around some machinery right now? So, it's a moment where you are in a you're in a darkened garage, like mechanic's garage, and you're looking through a filing cabinet, and the door to the garage begins to open, and you dart behind some machinery, and you hear this car roll in, and you look over and you see that it's Archie driving, and he looks like he is just beat to shit. The front windshield is completely shattered. V is in the passenger seat, unconscious. And Archie gets out of the car and he kind of stumbles a little. And he looks at V and he says, "God damn it, I'm sorry about this, but you should have kept your mouth shut." And he shoots her.
oh,
Luckily, you know how to hide and keep hidden. And that's the skill that you gain from this flashback.
ah, excellent.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
So, you three are all hiding behind the machine, and you see the guy just kind of pass by, doesn't notice you at all. And you kind of breathe out this sigh of relief. But now that you're on the other side of the machine, you notice something. For a moment, you get kind of a view through the smoke. And you see, suspended by chains, about 20 to 30 feet up, there's this huge box of it looks like somebody hanging a trailer off the chains. But you all kind of see it differently. Stan, you see it. It looks like the exterior of a bar you once worked in. And Aaron, it looks like the house you grew up in when you were 10. And Sarana, looks like a family house that you once set fire to. And I actually think that's kind of a good place for us to end, so that we can pick up fresh next session.
Well, I guess we know it when we see it.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
We have to get that out of here?
Oh my God. All right, well.
How
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You said it's how big?
Looks like a trailer
Oh my god.
hanging by chains from the ceiling.
Time to start looking around for a flatbed, I guess.
God.
So that is a good chunk of Act 3.
Oh my God.
Hope you all had as much fun as I did running it.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Okay, that was great. Oh my God.
What the fuck, lads?
I know, right? That's a thing. That's a thing. All right. Well, I guess then we're gonna go ahead then and do our outros.
My outro is just my slow descent into madness.
Mission accomplished.
Please watch back the clips, clip them, because one day you're gonna need to save them for when I have an outbreak on.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. That's definitely a thing. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and go around and say how we're doing and our where folks can find us and any final thoughts we have about this session. I am filled with many emotions right now, and I'm not sure where to place them. But we're gonna go ahead then, and we're going to start with James.
Hi, I'm James. You all know me. I had a great time today. This was fantastic. I have been practicing doing Elvis for weeks. And I was so glad I got to do it this time. You can find me somewhere on Facebook. I'm sure there are links. My mind is mush right now. But you can also find my books on Amazon, Necropolis, and The Case of the Scarlet Starlet. Book 3 is in the works. And yeah, so that's me.
Awesome. Excellent. And presumably you shall be back to conclude Act 3 for us.
Oh, yes.
That would be nice. Oh, my God. All right. Let's head on over to Darcy.
Hi, guys. You can find me everywhere as Brit Empress or Brit_Empress. I'm a cosplayer, myth-wise, and a tabletop lover. We've been having a wild time on this, and I'm gonna have a big cry when this all ends. Because this is insane, and I love it.
Oh, my God. It is. It is definitely that. Oh, Jesus. And finally, over to Katie.
Yeah, this was great, and this has been fun. You can find me tonight over on Off the Table for Tuesdays with Katie and Summer, where we play 2-player games. Tonight we're playing The Moon Wants Me to Leave You. It's a very tense game about the moon making one part of this relationship be like a shifter type of character, and they're wreaking havoc. It's going to be really fun. That's at 6 PST. And then I'll be back on Off the Table on Thursday and Friday for some Liminal and D&D. Sundays I'm over on Salty Sweet Games for The Witcher. And I'll be back here next Tuesday, and I cannot wait. And I'm ready to see where the rest of this act goes.
Oh,
And this was great. I had so much fun.
Yay! Awesome. Oh, my God. Yeah. So as for me, I'm in terrible pain. My soul is in agony right now. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I appreciate it. It's a good pain. And that was delightful that we got to see Elvis. That was awesome. Both iterations of Elvis. That was so cool.
Mr. Presley.
Mr. Presley. That's true. That's true. But once again, I'm Jim. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and some of my fiction and games I've been working on, along with links to game signups and applications to join our Discord. Tonight, coming up at 8 Eastern, is our first RP session of Monster of the Week. This is this month's mini campaign that we're doing, and so we get to there's a lot of things getting ready to go on, and we'll see how it goes. And on Wednesday nights, we're trying to get back to doing our Masks campaign run by Mol Thulu. We will see if that happens tomorrow night. There is real life stuff going on, and so we just hopefully we're keeping it open though. We're gonna try to get back to it as soon as we can. So we'll see how everybody's feeling tomorrow, and if so, we'll do it tomorrow. If not, we will get back to it. It'll be soon. But this Thursday is the premiere of another short campaign that is going to be run on this channel by guest GM Brian, and that is The Sprawl. That is a cyberpunk powered by the Apocalypse game that I'm very excited to try. Brian's going to do a short campaign of it starting this month and into next month. I cannot wait. We've got our stuff together. We're picking out playbooks, and we're going to sort of see what happens. So our session 0 is this Thursday. Then on Saturday nights is when I run Invisible Sun, The Edge of Paradox. Didn't do it this past weekend because I was sick. But that's going to be coming up this weekend. Then on Sundays, we have more doubleheaders. On Sunday afternoon, we do one-shots. The one-shot coming up this Sunday will be Weird War II. That is a Savage Worlds game about fighting monsters during World War II, basically. So I'm going to be casting that shortly, and we'll be getting that together. And then Sunday nights, we have our regular Dark Matter campaign run by Alyssa. That is Ghosts of Saltmaw. It's Ghosts of Saltmarsh in space. Very much looking forward to getting back to that. And then, of course, I have things coming up in the near future that, let's see, the one that I can talk about, it's not happening yet, but it's going to be coming up on Monday nights. I'm going to be over on, soon, closer to the end of this month, I'm going to be over on Salty Sweet Games playing in a D&D campaign that is going to be, we're going to be doing the Barrier Peaks. I am very much looking forward to it. Because I've never actually gotten to play it. Been hearing about it for decades. Haven't had a chance to play it, so that's going to happen. But not this week. I think it's going to be a few weeks later. But then, of course, week from today, Tuesday afternoon, we will have more of this. And I'm very glad we're back to it, because this is a very enticing and interesting plot. And so it's just interesting to see where it goes. Right now, I do not have any new signups going on yet. That will be happening soon. I still need to kind of figure that out, sort of figure out where I want to throw things. Probably going to be... next thing we're going to have signups for is going to be a thing for next month. So that'll be either a Seco Creek Vigilance Committee or a Call of Cthulhu. Probably signups for Call of Cthulhu are coming up next. I'm going to be trying to run an actual Call of Cthulhu mini campaign next month. So that's going to be a thing, since I've never actually run it before. So I'm going to give that a try soon. So look for those soon. Anytime you want to go sign up for something, you go down, click on RPG sign up, or go to jimmyesthatjim.com, click on game sign up. As always, beginners are welcome. So let us see here. What shall we do? I think we're just going to... I don't think I'm actually going to do a raid right this time. I think we're just going to go ahead and sign off because I don't see a lot... Well... Yeah, mostly we've got folks just kind of hanging out and chatting and doing various what have yous. I think we're just going to let them rest so that I can get stuff ready. But thank you all very much for the watching. Thank you for the watching and the coming by and the observing of our. Okay, English breaking down. We'll take care. Take care, folks. We will see you next week. Farewell.